Test. Test. Okay, I think it's working. And we'll find out. Oh, yes, we will. I'll share this to a page. Where's that audio coming from? Oh. Man, that took a little bit for Twitch to catch up. But that is okay. On a page I managed. Nope, we're going to share this in a group. And we're going to go... Game dev. Show and test. Kaet must die. Horror game development continues. Unreal Engine 4.18.2. Hang out and give CNC. Hooray! Now the only downside about using this, man, I just realized I hate hearing my own voice sigh. Apparently I go all of the time, and I really don't care for that. But we're gonna make a comment here, and we're gonna say, everybody say, hey yo, hey yo. We're gonna invite some friends. Let's see who we've got. I'll invite Richard, Pat, my mom, my dad, Steve, why not? My brother, I doubt my sister would want to watch. Kristen can always be invited. Mikey. Danielle, if she wants to stop by and say hi. Renee, if she's bored. Huh. Who else? Who else would want to watch me? Oh, that's interesting. So the sunlight is streaming in on... Don't invite Kristen. Too late. You've already been invited. The sunlight is streaming in at a weird angle, causing the lighting to be different. Kip probably won't, but we'll invite him anyway. Oh, Dad decided to watch. That's awfully nice. Let's invite Dan Tack. And Dan Michael. Why the hell not? Let's invite Matt Michael and Uncle Matt. I am too. All right. For all of you yahoos just tuning in, let me make sure the audio is working. It is. I'm watching myself stream a deem on FB even as we speak. Somebody just watched someone. You know what, Kristen? Haters gonna hate. Hi, Uncle Pat. We're going to call him UP. Hi, Dad. Hiya, Dad. All right. So, came back from lunch after I dropped Emma off at her friend's house and discovered that Unreal had crashed during the light bake. Hooray! But on the upside, it doesn't look like it invalidated the lighting build from the last time. So I'll still be able to, although I know it's not right because you see how dark those shadows are, and that is not accurate. So it looks like the light build is incorrect, but it's not showing as unlit, so I'm still getting a decent performance in Editor. But I'm going to switch back over to the standard unlit because I wanted to throw some more tubes in and around here, such as this stuff, since I didn't like having it in just the one place. Stopped by Burger King today, got a large Sprite, and it's not diet, and that kind of bums me out because I hate getting that much sugar. I gotta watch my triglycerides. And you'll see what we were working on last week. We've got this in. And this whole room ended up getting built out real well. I'm very happy about that. One of the things that I wanted to do was pop up this room here, because although this one is where you're going to bring the dead bodies to, it's got that nice creepy vibe to it, the hallway itself to me just felt very empty compared to the other ones now. Because like if we go over to say this hall, you've got some nice forms jutting out. You've got the bodies, you've got the tree, you've got the looking window, and this is actually where you start, was way over here. And the other thing I'm a little bit concerned over is looking at these in VR. The edging on those decals looked a little comical. I don't know. Hey, Alexander Bailey. You need a coffee, man. I need a coffee. I drank half a pot today. If you get a pot of coffee, Alexander, bring that my way. I'll reward you with being able to play in VR. Oh, the sun just moved. It is no longer streaming on the green chroma key behind me. And all the little bugs are only on the chair, it looks like. But so anyway, I want to pop up that other hallway. This one's got the nice piping. The other one's got the stuff jutting out. Can't decide if I want to leave that there. That I just stuck here for aesthetics. It doesn't super fit in, but it does have a nice aesthetic. I want to give it a function, though, is the thing. Like, I want to have it have a purpose for being in there. Right now, it is just aesthetics. That room's okay, and I don't like how empty both of those halls are. So this is, I think, the last thing I'm going to touch up a little bit, although it's not bad because I have plenty of shit that's going to, stuff that's going to pop out and get ya. Oh, I should probably check to see if Paul needed anything in Skype. Alrighty. Go away, Skype. Nobody wants you there. And I need to double check to make sure that there isn't any... Are the ribs static? Yeah, the ribs are static. They came out of this really cool mesh pack that I bought that we're using in other places, and I just love the way they look. And it does work okay as just being static, as the thing that you can just walk through. I wonder if I can make my head bigger. Hang on a sec. That chroma key not being quite so annoying. There we go. Good enough. Although I don't know if I actually made that any bigger or not. They do work as just a nice set piece for ambiance. I love the shadows on them. I stuck a skull right there in the middle just to mess with people. It doesn't really do anything, but I'm thinking about putting a trigger volume in there so that way it does do something. What I want to do right now is have some bodies rain down on people, and I think that's what I'm going to do in here. So... is this one piece or two? Ah, heck, I placed that with the mesh, didn't I? So, we're gonna get rid of this dude. Question becomes, do I want to do, see, I love the length of this hall right here, and I think I'm just being too nitpicky because it looks beautiful in the lighting. And again, this lighting isn't accurate because I have not done a bake on it, but it looks really good. I think I kind of just want to leave it alone. Did I really move that over here? You can come out. Yeah. And let's make sure we're in the right sub-level before we go any prop editing. There is a bug in this current version of Unreal to where if you open or close the level visibility, the sub-level visibility, it automatically goes over to the Details tab if it's on the same tab block. A little annoying, but we discovered that if you move the Details tab out, it is not in the same place. Oh, I think I kind of know what. I think I kind of know what I want. Like, maybe, pardon me. I am waiting for the PR firm to get back to me. So that way we can, that chroma key. Yeah, Diego, I just set it up today. The chroma key is a little buggy. It looks like there's like flies and insects around me. Pastor, welcome back. You hear I'm bad? I'm bad. You know it. I'm Michael Jackson bad. Oh, that sounded really dorky. I think I want to add just a skosh of verticality. To this level. Yeah, the chroma key I'm going to get fixed tomorrow. I think the big problem with it is I don't have a consistent light on it. And it's also, so the color range on it is a little wonky. It's fine on my face, you'll see. But I don't have consistent lighting behind it. And the coloration of the background screen is various shades of darker and lighter. So it's kind of making it bug out a little bit. So it's my first day trying with the chroma key. I could get rid of it, but I think it's a little uglier without. Let's see how it looks. See, I think it's just, yeah, we'll leave it with, oh man, I think it just made it worse. All right, so we're gonna shrink my ugly mug down a little bit, just that way it's not so annoying. Look at me, I'm tiny. I'm Tiny Rick. But I'm going to definitely fix up the chroma key tomorrow. Oh, you're here for the deving. You're not just here to watch me bug out. So this game is a jump scare horror game that's going to be, it's a first-person level puzzler. We do have a full first level demo up on Steam already. The name of the game is called Kaet Must Die. I don't have a link. I'll grab it here real quick. And I'm polishing up the puzzle for stage 2. And I wanted to add a little bit more verticality to it because the other levels, or the other parts of this level have some really nice shapes. And I'm also going to throw some pipes in there. I've got a great pipe pack that has some vertex painting on it. The vertex painting, though, is a little buggy in this version of the engine. And I also need to move a couple more doors around because this map ended up being really good for doors. I probably don't want these in here. And then, oh, you know what? I think that would just be hilarious. Let's do that, shall we? So we're going to move this one over, and we're going to create a brand new one. And we're going to put this one in the middle. And let's get that decal off of it, shall we? And we're going to shrink the decal up a little bit. Dank as fuck, yeah. Diego, it's been a long development process. And so we were using meme language. Thank you for reminding me. I need to change that to something a little bit more correct, I suppose. All right. We're going to shrink this guy down. And that'll probably make it look better once it pops into VR as well. See, the edging on it comes across as very flat, and it looks kind of not so great in VR, which we have already tested it out in. Pull that away from the wall just a little bit. That's fine. And for the sake of this, I'm going to give 3 of them. And we're going to pop over into this blueprint, and we're just going to go ahead and kill what that opens. I need them to be... Diego, the lighting on the video that you're seeing in Steam was from 6 months ago. The lighting is extremely consistent now in the demo version. That video was taken just for a proof of concept, and I haven't had a chance to update it yet since we are a very small team of 3. So it just, you know, not enough hours in the day kind of situation. But check out the demo itself. You should be quite pleased with the lighting in it. Lighting is something I am quite happy with. But no, you're definitely right about that video. It was from a while ago. And the lighting in the stream right now has not been baked in. I tried baking and it went to lunch, but unfortunately the engine crashed on me. And I don't want to spend the time baking it until I leave work today. Definitely try it out if you are a YouTuber or a Twitch streamer at all. I'd love to watch you play it. All right. So what we're going to do is, I need to get rid of this. Bloop. And we're going to grab one of these. Unfortunately, we've already seen that blood looks really bad in VR, so I'm just going to fight the temptation to have it in there and get rid of it. So we're going to pull this out. Move over here. And we're going to rebuild this just without all of the ceiling on it, because I don't have a mesh that doesn't have the bars on the top. Make sure that goes all the way to the ground, and that there's no cracks along those seams. We'll make a couple of duplicates. Do I have something else on the top of those? Nope, just the bars. And normally Paul is here, and he is our engineer, and he can answer like engineering-based questions. But he is working from home today, getting some stuff finished up for us. Not bad. And we're going to make one more. Toss it over. It is not quite even. Oops. Am I grabbing a God Ray? Probably. Let's move that over just to even it out a little bit. I'll make sure there's no Z fighting with those. No, it looks all right. I think I need to move those out a little. I guess it's all right. I can just rearrange these in here. what we've done is we've given an emissive onto the control panels and anything that is something the player can use. So the door unlocks, because we needed to give visual cues. It was just too hard for people to figure out if it didn't have it, what that they could use and what they couldn't. And so actionable or usable objects all got an emissive to them. Things that you pick up. All right. And this that belongs to there. We're actually just going to move the light wall down. All right, looks like it's on top of that. And let's just center it up. Beauty. Looking good. Look even better after the light bake. Just realized that the way I moved my camera, going to make it so that way it looks like I am looking at the other monitor the whole time. Is going to be a little rough. I wonder what happens if I adjust that. Oh, that's just ugly as balls. You can do it, Chroma Key. I believe in you. All right. And now the reason we did that, because although it looks just like the last one I had on there, I'm going to grab, where did they go? I think I've got a couple of them in here that I just didn't get rid of yet. We're going to grab one of these support beams, toss it in here. I think we had it at a 2-time? Yeah. And those materials do okay when stretched a little. So we're going to cheat it just a little bit. Thanks, Alex. Yeah, we're working to try and get it published. Twaybor, we're going to do a couple pivots on from requests from publishers, and we're going to try and get that one out after we've shipped Kaet Must Die. Right now, multiplayer arena games are very hot, but they're also a very, very busy market, and it's hard for us to compete with, you know, the multi-million-dollar ad campaigns that a lot of the other ones have. So we're gonna ship Kaet Must Die, build up on some of the IP and branding, and from there see about transitioning that into a player base for Twaybor, which we're probably going to be rebranding into a different name that's easier for people to understand what the name of the game is, because most people have never heard Latin word before. And we'll just dupe a couple of these and to try and keep consistency in sizing. Clear spacing, we'll do a couple of those. A couple there, and let's see. This is going to be one of those good enough times. I keep clicking on the God rays. No, none of them bothered to respond, Kristen. Like, other than that 1 or 2 emails that they, like, CC'd the hello on, not a single reply. Hey, Regis, how you doing? Diego, Twaybor took almost 2 years to make between the engineering, the levels, the art, all that kind of stuff. And so I don't want to give up on it because everybody that had played it really liked it, but the problem we kept having was trying to build a community, especially when PUBG was taking off, Overwatch was huge, Paladins is big, and so we're trying to kind of let that market cool a little bit to give a new game. We do have good reviews on Twitter. We never had a problem with the game. Everybody that played it really loved it. It was just that, you know, if you take a look, most of the negative criticisms, or not even necessarily negative, is that there's nobody playing. And so we had to take a deep look and go, well, what can we do to fix that? So reached out to a lot of publishers, and we got some good feedback saying that Twitter itself is too big. There's too many game modes, and that we need to shrink it down to basically one game mode. And so we're going to be doing that. And then as we build an audience for it, we can release the other game modes as, you know, free DLC. But it was very frustrating. I wanted to make something very big, very beautiful, very fun, which we did. But at the end of the day, we had a hard time attracting players for a number of market reasons and game reasons. This project's been about 5 months now. We're almost finished with it. We're currently putting the finishing touches on a little bit of level design, and while the engineer is getting it prepped for VR, a couple polish tasks for just engineering, and then he's going to move on to the Xbox One. And I think I might want to duplicate those doors, although I don't entirely know. Alright, and what I want to do here is I want to disincentivize players from just picking the right one to begin with. You know what? I've got bent support beams. I thought I did. And Regis, you said you just got done learning, so have you done a project yet with it? Oops, am I in the right sublevel? I am. Good, good, good. So to try and disincentivize the player from getting the right button first, I'm going to kind of pseudo block it off a little bit, just with some props. I had all these grouped up just for movements, but I don't need them grouped up anymore. And this one we're going to replace with, let's call it that one. And we're going to swing it out. And this will actually help me with one of the things that I didn't, shit. Tips to begin a new project. From someone that has been through the indie ringer, I will tell you, make as small of a game as you can, get in as many game jams as you can, and build up your skill base, because just doing like tutorials and stuff, I mean, it gives you a fundamental grasp of the terms and technology, but it doesn't really give you the polish you're going to need for it. So as small as possible, oops, I clicked the wrong button. Go away, voice. So do game jams, whether they're Unreal or like, oh, what's the one? Unreal's Mega Game Jam, and then there's like the global game jams, and then there's, if you're at university somewhere, there's university game jams. But after you've got the basics, or after you've got the fundamentals of what everything does in Engine, build a bunch of small things. I made the problem of too big a scope, and the first game, Twabor, clocked in at about 1.5 million, and a lot of it was due to wasted time for salaries for people we didn't need anymore. So get really good, hone your skills. If you and try and focus in on like a particular thing. I love level design and lighting, so I've gotten to be fairly decent at them. But you know, if you're engineering, get really familiar with the blueprints. I know it sounds like kind of generic advice, but honestly, what helped us was re-scoping down. Hey, Paul. Speak of the devil. Paul's our engineer. Getting a solid grasp of how to accomplish the needed tasks as quickly as possible. Oh. Alright, this is going to be a checkbox. Only first run, which won't trigger on continue. Still haven't got my package fixed for Hood AoE. How do the abilities? Kaet abilities felt good. Yeah, audio, I think, would be nice. Yeah, for sure. Otherwise, the stun feels really good. It really does. The timing felt good, and the particles feel really good on it. But yeah, start small, build as much as you can, build up that skill set, and then go work on a giant project. I dislike that mesh is invisible there. So let's just do a little bit of cheating it. No one's gonna really see it too much. Yeah, you won't see that Z fighting. Yeah, that makes it look a little bit more consistent there. A little better. Beauty. Oh, and figure out hotkeys in the engine. You know, get your groove on for your hotkeys if you're a level builder. How do I want to do this? Oh, I know. Knock you down here. And so one of the beauty of level design is you can direct players where to go. And that's what we've been doing with this one. I gotta get rid of the decal on this. And I don't want it on that one either. And so just by placing props in a certain way, I can make it so that way players don't go where I don't want them to, or go where I want them to. And you know, it'll be fun for this is this window. That is not what I wanted. Is it? Nope. Not even remotely. Let's go back to shattered. And what did I do? Shattered. Yeah, that's what I want right there. And so I'm going to level that on the ground so it doesn't look like it's floating. And we can pivot it over. And then tip you down. There we go. So this way it doesn't even look super obvious of what I'm trying to do here. Good enough. Although this one, I think I do want to just in place, whoops. Swap with something like this. Yeah. Just so it looks like something maybe heavy fell on that. But we will flip her over. That way it kind of gives you that feeling that, like, especially if you're down in here, that something kind of crashed down through there. Beauty. All right. So next, did that pop that up at all? It did a little bit, didn't it? And this is more just perfectionism. There we go. We are going to, we need a couple of walls. Let's grab a static mesh. That should probably do. Oh crap, I forgot to save. And with as much crashing as unfortunately the engine has done to me lately, I need to save often. That chroma key, I'm just watching it going, oof. The most exciting part of game dev is saving out the levels. All right, let's head back over here. And we're going to grab one of those walls. Ooh, it's just about the perfect size, too. And let's see. Pretty happy with the detail on that. We're going to shrink him down. Well, you know what? Let's see how big he is. So what I want to do, I need to hide some bodies that can be dropped on the player. over. I thought you were the one that gave me that idea, Kristen. Wasn't it you who said, like, drop some bodies on the player, Scott? And I was like, I could never do that. And you're like, Scott, you must do it. And I was like, Kristen, no! Let's go to particle sprites. Just because I don't need to see them right now. And I do typically work in unlit when I do level building, just that way as the objects get more and more unlit and the lighting needs to be rebuilt, it doesn't create problems with performance. I've got a RX 580 in here, but even then, too many unlit objects just kind of poop all over your development performance. Oh, I did not realize it was all the way in the wall like that. And it doesn't have to be perfect, because nobody's going to ever be able to see the top of that. So what I want to do is make this, oh hell, that mesh has nothing on the bottom. Well, that's fine though, because what I can do is move you over here. And then give you a buddy over here. And that is going to be so far up. That nobody's gonna know that that is not, doesn't have a base or is a little stretched. Because they're not really going to be able to see that much. So we'll just cheat it a little bit. Beauty. Because the player's POV is going to be from way down here. And it's going to be so dark anyway. Or it's going to be from in here. Oh, I really hate that. I have a non-diet soda, and I don't have coffee. Kristen, I'm going to need you to swing on over and get me a coffee. Alrighty. I think I want, I'm not loving it. I'm really not loving it. So what I think I'm going to do instead is oh, yes. I know what I can do. All right. So, I'm just trying to figure out how to get bodies into that player. So I'm going to need Hi, Carrie. Welcome back. Just trying to figure out how to dump bodies on a player. And trying to decide if I want them to come out of the sky or somewhere else. Because, like, I'm trying to ask myself, like, why would they be there in the first place? You know, trying not to break the fourth wall too much. Oh, I gotta get rid of that blood. So how many days you got left on your Kickstarter, Carrie? I think you got like, what, 2 weeks left? 9 days. Plume Blomblablas. Omni Blomblablas. Man, you needed that $50,000 goal, Carrie. You need to do it. I'll just give $7,000 to you. How about that? And I want to check, see how my nav mesh is looking. So I'm going to make sure that the little buggers can come and get you. Yeah, it looks alright. Do I not have my light? No, I do. Oh, I know why. It's because it... Alright, we're going to do it with an air conditioner. Yes, thank you, Unreal. We're going to make it a little bit bigger. Swing it around. What are you up to today, Carrie? You just doing your thing? Doing stuff for Kickstarter, doing stuff for commission? If you guys want advice on how to do Kickstarter, you got to talk to this woman here. She knows what the F she is talking about. All of the above. Kickstarters are tedious. floor tile. That one's really small. What do we got here? We're going to get those shaders to pop in. Compiling shaders. Please wait. How does that look? Good enough. Does it have a... It does not. Gosh dang it. I bet none of the floor ones. Oh. YouTube held it back. Thanks, YouTube. Alright. That floor tile does not have a bottom to it, which is going to cause a problem for when I have it tumble down. This one probably does. Come on, shaders. Do yo thing, shaders. Gosh dang it, that one doesn't either. I was really hoping. We could still use that guy though. We just have to be a little bit tricksy. See what else we've got just real quick. What we have. Sitting in the kitty. No. Alright, we're gonna use that one. Marketing is tedious. Kickstarter is great. You need to do a Kickstarter just for Carrie's life. Be like, Carrie wants a new car! Give me $50,000! A little surprised you didn't do a Kickstarter for your tour bus. Oh, I'm so wrinkly today. I have to stop. Normally I don't have the video up where I can see myself, but I'm doing Facebook Live a little differently, and so I have to keep looking over to see if the chat has done anything there. I'm going to guess that you're probably not going to be moved out by spring then. Would that be an accurate guess, would you say? Can I just rent a room from you until you sell me your house? village of spiders. If I, like, eat their leader, do I become their leader? I don't even get a bedroom. I just have to live in the basement. The game developer troll that lives in the basement of your house. Oh. The Spider-Man does whatever a spider can. All right. I gotta pull the trigger on what I want to do here. I need to find a mesh that's going to make me feel good about having it fall down on the players. Like ideally I was thinking was having like a door open, but I'm just not feeling it, what I've got. You know what we need to do? Let's just look through some of the meshes. Maybe I'll feel it after I see. Unreal. Let's get rid of sound cues. You can't, I called dibs, Kristen. You cannot buy her house. We have a lot of meshes. I just want one that feels right. Does it come with a bar? I just want something to fall down. Ooh, what does this look like? I think I might have a plan. God damn it, and it doesn't have an underside. Does the pipe cap? Nope. Oh, I don't want to look through all that webbing. Take Jared and leave the bar. I did not find necessarily what I wanted. I could just cheese it. I'm trying to make it feel like it belongs there, but I could just hide a body inside of a mesh and then drop it down. I'm going to make this seem like there's a pathway, so when you come in here, you're going to follow what looks like the inviting one. And then we're going to drop a body on you. How do we want to drop the body on? How do we want to drop the body? Oh, I know how to do it. I know what I want. Sometimes it just takes a moment. Plus, it'll give another place for the player to hide. Set it up a little bit. might need Paul's help on this one a little bit, because I might need something else to follow the floor with it. These guys, don't need them anymore. I don't want the player to see it. Let's get rid of that. Go back over here. What if I have another doer? I looked for wall and I wasn't super happy with that. Maybe panel? Oh, Jesus. I did not realize that the chat was still going. Facebook streaming is a little wonky. The other half of mine is vacant. And thank God for that. The last set of neighbors I've had have been just awful. But he's selling both the buildings. He's asking for too much. Which is, they've been up for sale for since the entire time I've been there for the last 4 or 5 years. Sorry, I didn't see the chat going on there. Yeah, blueprints. Really, the only thing you can do is get into a project or start your own, you know, on the side kind of thing. Tilt this, and we're just going to cheat it for right now. And it'll work just fine. No, he doesn't own the one across the street. I absolutely hate that Z fighting. So that was a little trick I learned a while ago. What you'll see here, I'll show you in case anybody's watching. If you have two meshes that are over top of each other overlapping, oftentimes you'll see Z fighting, And if you look on the screen, right in the center there, you aren't going to see where I'm pointing at this thing. When I move, you'll see that Z fighting, because they're both in exactly the same position. And so the way to cheat it is you take one of the two of them and just scale it down to 0.99, and then it doesn't do it anymore because they're not in the same position anymore. And that lets you do a little bit of overlap on some meshes without making it look bad. Alright, so we've got what we want. Oh shit, I need a door trigger, isn't it? Yeah, I think Paul named him door trigger. Or maze door. There we go. Slap you in there. But instead of this lets us put in whatever mesh we want. So we're going to go this one. And what the hell is that called? Corrugated metal. And that switches that out. So all I have to do is take this over here. I'm going to scale this down. Tiny bit. Beauty. We're going to slide it over there. And so then on the target transform Paul put in on the blueprint, you can scale it or rotate it or change its location. And so what this is acting as is a platform for a body for me. We have physics bodies already. I just gotta find one. Here we go. Bloop. I'm gonna grab one of those dudes. Oh hell, I'll just move one of them over. I don't need more of them over there. And stick him up here. Now on play, physics is going to be activated. So he's already going to fall and lay in place. Hey, Pastor. And so what we're going to do is Pastor. Pop this here. I'm going to pick that blueprint, this blueprint on transform. We want, my New Year's going just fine. 2 days in and I haven't died yet. And we're going to have the duration be, we'll say, well, we'll do 1 second, just see how it does. It's a trigger once. We don't want it to scale, but we do want it to rotate. Yeah, that's the super high bar I set for myself. Because in theory, going to want, because I see what's going to happen already. I'm going to move this over. is it's going to pivot on that spot. So it might be better if we moved it over here. Because then, shit. My pivot point is all mucked up. So what we can do is move this over. Should be more than enough. All right, so we're going to want to tip it back up to 0. And in theory, we're going to rotate it to 12 degrees. Probably just tired. Alright, so let's see what that does. What we're going to do is grab 3 of those dudes. Maze door, trigger once, 12 degrees. Hey, Fireman James. How you doing over there on Mob Crush? Oh, it is so cold down here. Baby, it's cold outside. Working on, this is game development. We're working on a horror jump scare game that we're going to have in PC, VR, ideally mobile VR, if we can get the VR bugs worked out, and Xbox One. Alright, done a fair bit of work, so let's learn from past mistakes, save often. What do you typically play in Fireman James? In this game, you have to survive. Every level is a puzzle that you have to try and solve what the puzzle is. We don't necessarily tell you what the puzzle is, but we give you clues. Once you solve it, you go to the next one. Everything in the level kills you. The lights go out over time. Every level has a timer, and if you don't get it solved by that time, the lights all go out, and then you die. All the NPCs kill you, and you die. All you can do is run, hide, try to survive while solving the puzzles. What am I looking for? World settings. The work never stops. Bastard Jab. Just getting this ready for you, so that way you can appreciate it. I'm really tightening it up. Oh, and we're getting the continue, or we've got the continue pretty much working, Pastor. So that way it will take you to the last zone that you were at. wonder if this is a blueprint loaded or if this isn't always loaded. I'm about to find out. This may take me to the middle of the universe. Dang it. That is not at all what I wanted to happen. Where the hell is that? Is this in the wrong sublevel? Now that's just weird. You missed everything, Jalon Prex. I gave out millions of dollars. Oh, for F's sakes. Swing it back to always loaded. Oh my gosh. So, like, I've been drinking this giant soda for, like, the last 2 hours. And I have to take a leak like nobody's business. I'm sure this will not see my viewership numbers go up, but I am going to go take a leak while that is saving. So I'm going to throw up a BRB. I'll be back in 2 shakes. Be right back. It's cold outside. I really must say. Ah. It's like a greenish back there, but it's not like the best greenish, and the lighting is really inconsistent on the chroma key. Alright, I'm back. Yeah, this is great. The Facebook Live settings leave a lot to be desired. It doesn't always show me that a new comment has come through. All right. What was that? Hold Alt, left click, and move to pivot. It's not doing what I think. Alright, let's give this a simulate. Let's see what happens. I gotta see why my... Okay. Those should have been loaded. They are not streaming in. What are you doing to me, Unreal? My plan is to get Kaet Must Die shipped. Where in the shit? Is my door disappearing too? It's got to be scaling it weird. I'm curious. Where does it put it? Oh, so now it's there? I wonder if it's because it was in another mesh. Well, that shouldn't have mattered at all. Oh, then what? Pivot. Oh, sorry. Just focusing on trying to figure out why the hell this mesh is disappearing when I'm starting. Kaet Must Die, soft launch in February, GDC in April, no, March, PAX Boston in April, while pivoting on Twaybor to turn it into Skullball. After that, depending on what Carrie's plans are, either get Plume underway or start building Uncle's Mad Dash, or continue building Uncle's Mad Dash. So that is the forward plans. Ideally, we'd like to ship between 2 to 3 smaller Kaet-sized games a year. So that way we can have a constant stream of revenue flowing in, and not have to always be wondering, will we ever make any money? Because sure, Paul's extraordinarily smart, and I am devilishly good looking, but we need to make money. Where the fuck did my fucking fuck go? I apologize for my language right now. I know it is not like exemplary. It's just like it should be right effing there, and it is not. Is it because it's in the wall? That shouldn't make any difference. So the big plan, what we're trying to do with Kaet, is get a customer base that trusts us, knows our brand, knows that, you know, we're not trying to screw them over on buying a shitty product. That makes no sense to me. Wait a second. What the hell's the collision on this thing? And then build the customer base. Now that collision's tight. It's not that. So what happens if I move it over here? Does it stay there? And then use the customer base of Kaet. It does not stay there. Why doesn't it stay there? Oh, engine, you so crazy. You know what I'm going to do just to make this a little easier on myself? Let's grab a point light, slap it right here, make it movable. And then we can see what we can see. Just got done playing a jump scare game. Which one, Fireman James? All right, see you, Carrie. Thanks for swinging by. I wonder if it is because of the scaling. Did the clip go well with the funding? I haven't heard yet back because No, I just haven't heard back yet because everybody, we sent that over right the week before Christmas, and everybody was all like, we'll get back to you after Christmas, and then we'll get back to you after New Year's. I was like, okay. So I got to figure out what's happening in my static mesh here. See, look at that. It's moving. It's in the wrong place. That's why. It's there, it's just in the wrong spot. Alright, so that means that the location of this mesh is off. That's why. Because I have moved the mesh around when I should not have. There we go. Scott was just being a big old dummy. What we'll do is, yeah. No, we'll move it here. And then the rotation will be, let's see what it does. Let's just see what it does. Let's not even give a shit. Let's just see what it does. Baby, it's cold outside, I really must say. See, now it's where it belongs. Okay, but I've got it rotating in the wrong direction. So that's gonna go 0. It's gonna be 12 degrees off center there. Let's give that a go. See how it feels. We don't want those dudes to accidentally fall off. Pastor, no peeking though. I'm setting up some delights for you. I love it when you watch this stream, but like a lot of this stuff I want to test out on you. You're going to be my guinea pig. What did I do? Tip the wrong damn direction? Bet I did. Alrighty, so we're going to try again. For real? Oh, I bet I had that. I bet that's why. I bet after I reset the rotation on it, it fixed the angle that it was at. think that'd be enough. But it's not. So we're going to continue. So cold. Actually, I was using that one as my green floating blanket head. Oh, Scott, you big dummy. All right, give it another try. Yeah, the big floating blanket head. Am I just not tipping them far enough? That should be more than enough. Transform. Oh, when I had streamed from home and I was using the green blanket wrapped around me, it looked really weird because it was just a floating head. Alright, let's see if that does what we need it to do. Yeah, this is a little frustrating. Apparently there's quite a bit of comments going on Facebook. And I'm not seeing it because the Facebook live feed is not updating on the chat. So I apologize if you guys are asking questions. Or saying stuff. Because it is just not updating. Oh, I didn't realize I was in engine already. What the hell? Oh. Interesting, interesting. I'll have to have Paul take a look at that. Looks like there's some physics problems. But that did work out like I was hoping. So I will leave it copy. One there. One there. One there. Save that out. Beautiful. Thank you, Wesley Adams. I do think it looks great. You're welcome for the live stream. Come back anytime. All right, we're going to try it again. Just triple check, and then we're moving on to put story elements in. Today was a productive day, has been a very productive day. It accomplished one of the things that I wanted. I wanted to add an extra triggered event in. Yeah, that goes through there. That one's okay. That one's got to go back. Gonna go see Star Wars tonight. Tried to see it last night, but didn't make it in time. Gonna go see Star Wars tonight. Didn't get to see it last night. Didn't make it in time. Game Dev Tunes by Scott. Man, that looks so good. Interesting, interesting. I'm just gonna have to have Paul fix that collision mesh. I don't particularly like Star Wars, but I'm told that this one is Star Wars purists hate this one. And because it's not the same movie as the other 7 or 8 of them, however many. Because basically, let's face it, episode 4 and 7 are the same. Episode 1, 2, and 3 shouldn't ever be watched, other than the saber fight scene between Qui-Gon and Maul. And Rogue One should also never be watched, just because of how bad this script is. And let's face it, some of the acting was pretty rough. But I'm told that this is nothing like the rest of them. And so I'm very excited, and I'm hoping it's going to be like the edgy Star Wars that I've been hoping for. Kind of like the cutscenes from all of the Star Wars games. Well, of course you liked Rogue One. You're a hater on me. Alright, I think that should work. We're going to try it out one last time to make sure that beam is not in the way of the mesh. You found another one? Yeah, the original trilogy is okay. I really liked it when I was a child. As an adult, I did not enjoy it quite so much. Beauty. That is what I want. Give me what I want and I'll go away. Interesting. Where the hell's my mesh? Oh, I'm clicking on the wrong damn thing. Let's try that and see what happens. We're going to switch that. Oof. Oof. That is not what I want. Oh, did we just crash the engine? You can do it, Unreal! I have faith! Oh, nope. It's just gonna look like garbage. We're gonna put this back to where it belongs. That was what? 2? 2? What's the name of the game, Fireman James? Let me click on it here. No. Because that link you sent over just goes to something called content. Oh my god, did I just close my web browser? It's called Granny? Ah. I did just close my web browser. Good for Scott. Sometimes it's a struggle bus of a day. Let's jump back to the live video. Click here for more. Go back. Show me the gosh dang live video. You died on all the levels? Oh no, man. Alright, I guess I'm gonna try and let that live video do that thing there. Alright, pretty happy with that. I do wish I could change the color of that. I wonder if I can. I wonder if that blue is part of the material. It does appear to be. Let's call it red and see what happens. Oh, that's not what I want. Just gonna go ahead and delete that out. Is exactly what we wanted. Wait. Oh, easy there, Scott. Ah. Fuck's sakes. Ugh. Alright, Scott, quit clicking on shit. big, so let's, because I think the character stands about that tall. Let's find out. Let's do 8.5 on all of those. Oh shit, I know why it's doing that. Because the trigger box got small too. Beauty. Beauty, 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 beauty. Come on, web browser, do your thing, yo. And I'm not going to hate on Star Wars like I used to. I don't like it, but that doesn't mean not everybody else, or that everybody else shouldn't like it. So you love it, love it. Make it your love interest. I have no idea where I'm going with that. But I just keep hoping for a darker, more adult version of Star Wars than what the original trilogy was. Well, that's a little effed up. Shouldn't this mesh be red? Or material be red? Did I like change a pack and forget to save it? Apparently. Paul's putting the updates in. Go, Paul! Dun-na-na-na-na-na-na. Alrighty. Now we're going to save this bad boy out. Put some story elements in. Hank Ball's toaster oven arrived! Alright. And you know what I saw actually over the weekend with my little girl was Jumanji, the new one. It's actually really delightful. They told a different story, and they gave an homage to Robin Williams, which was really tasteful and really nice. It was not a shitty reboot. Morty. Okay, so all of that's in. I think I'm gonna yeah, that's okay. That's okay. I can live with that. Alright, so we gotta go to the start. I'm gonna get rid of that tree. Never really liked it. And I'm also... that one can stay. But what I need to get in, there's in a Star Wars movie you dislike. I feel you, Jill Prex. I tend to be overly critical of everything. Decal is not showing up. I bet I know why. No, it's in there, right? Is it rotated wrong? No. I guess you just can't see it because of the red on red. Oh good, just what I didn't want. Alright, well since you can't see it, I'm not going to have it there. That one's a little easier. And I did, as a child, really like the original Star Wars movies, but they didn't hold up for me. To be fair, like the Star Trek movies that I loved as a kid didn't hold up for me either. I just, see, the thing is I really love the cutscenes for the Star Wars games, and I want the movies to be as good as the cutscenes, and they're just not. The cutscenes for the games, just like any of the cutscenes for any of the games, are 100 times better than the movies. In my very humble opinion. Alright, so the player is probably going to go this way first. And this is where I start to mess with people. I'm going to save that out. Oh crap, I got to do accounting today too. So much to do. Accounting is so exciting. All right, I'll tell you what, I'm going to get a couple of story pieces in, and then I'm going to have to jump over to accounting. I still have not gotten my coffee for the afternoon, and I'm going to blame Carrie and Kristen for that. And while that's saving out, we're going to go ahead and open up the Photoshop to make some decals. Got my handy Wacom tablet. Wacom, Wacom, I don't know how it's pronounced. I do not typically art. Is it not plugged in? Ooh, Daniel, you liked it the best so far? And see, that's the thing is, like, I hear people really either love it or hate it. And since I'm already, like, predisposed, the device is not connected to my computer, to hate things, I am hoping that I will just love this instead. There we go. I put the earbud in so I could listen to hear if the Windows installer worked. Alright, so we are going to make a decal. And in order to do that, we're going to have to pop over to this level. We're going to grab ourselves a paintbrush. We are going to open up our brush tool. I've been using salty watercolor for this one. Ah, get back here. And brush size. Oops. There we go. And this is what I was doing. To get the scratching on the wall. The only downside is I'm a lefty and I got to angle this tablet a little bit wonky. And I need to get my brush size down a little bit. And so with this brush that I'm using, depending on the pressure, it gives me this really great looking, like, chalk on, or like somebody took a stone and like scratched it onto the wall. Although I realize that I don't like lowercase e's. I can always clean it up a little bit because it comes off as a little pixelated in Engine. look like a W. Be where. No, I don't want beware. I don't actually want to warn the players. I want them to discover it themselves. I don't want to give the wrong information. I've never played GTA. So you'd have to check with some of the others. Want this to be a D. What is it? The homage to Walking Dead, isn't it? Don't open dead inside. Don't dead open inside. Yeah, we're gonna do an homage to Walking Dead. I really hate that O. Don't. I really hate these O's. It doesn't. The problem is, Jalemprex, let me show you. So I'll show you. So blood has more of a drip splatter. You know, we learned all that through Dexter. But when written in like a blood font on the wall, it just looks like kind of poopy. If you're trying to go for that splatter, and I don't have the artistic talent to make it look like splatter, but I'm cheating it, and it's worked out pretty well by having it look like somebody scratched things on the walls with like another rock, and it sells it pretty well. So the scratching on the wall is what I'm using to give like clues to the players. But I super hate that O. I'll clean it up a little bit. Don't. A little bit better. If you just go over it a few times, we can clean up kind of the slop on that O, because that'll just come out as very pixelated. In engine. Oop, wrong way. Oop, get back here. Open. We don't want to make it look perfect because who has the time? Actually, I really hate that N. Don't open. Make our snaky S. It's more like if you only had a little bit of time to write something out, a warning, how would you do it? Just a little bit. Don't open specs. I really hate that O. Clean that up in a second. what I want to do is get the players scared to open doors, whereas many of the objectives are behind the doors. The only problem with doing it like this, and I realized a while ago that it was going to cause a problem, is that if you can't read English, you don't know what any of this stuff says. But we're going to do one problem at a time. Dirty these up just a little bit. I might like that a little bit more. A little bit. Let's get rid of this. Nope. I'm trying to use Unreal controls inside Photoshop. That's not how that works at all. And we got to get rid of that. Let's deselect. I'm going to quick export as a PNG. Anytime you're ready. Hell. Stick it in here. All scribbles stage 2. Don't open. And shit. I've already got something in there for it. That'll work. So now that we've got that in there, we slam over to our content menu, head into content. I think I called those story decals. We're going to go ahead and import that in. I saved that as a PNG in the Kaet Steam Pics. We're going to create a material out of it. And in this emissive, let's get a constant in here. Throw roughness in. change that to a deferred decal, translucent, and there. Apply, save. And in theory, a son of a bitch. That did not do at all what I wanted. What did I do wrong? Because I did emissive, didn't I, instead of opacity? Like a big old dummy. There we go. That'll work it out nicely. So the very first clue they're going to get is going to be a misinformation clue. Now I already know it scales it too big, so we're going to knock it down in size. Oops. That is entirely the wrong way. There we go. Do I want it there? Yeah, I'm gonna leave it there. So that's like the first thing that they see. Or yeah. Yeah. There we go. That's how you go from a PNG to a decal. We're going to stretch her out a little bit. Actually, you know what? I don't like that there. I think what I want to do instead is put it over here, in case they come down this hall first. Don't like how that mesh breaks that into two pieces. And I need to get rid of that rock and that rock. like it. So that means what I want for this one is going to be slightly different. Grab ourselves a new layer. Let's call that one specs. That's not a P. Oh, that's not at all what I wanted. Get over your brush. Ah! Woof. I've lost most of my audience by doing Photoshop stuff. Let's do a refresh. See if there was any new questions being asked. No. I really hate O's. Oops. So I'm not going to do that in here. So we're going to do that as a different kind of story element. We're going to do it as a pickup. Let's go grab ourselves a blue body, shall we? You shall do, friend. And I need a and we use these clue pickups as ways to to tell the player what to do without giving too much away. Great clue. I don't want to phrase this. Some story. Too long. I wonder if I... cheated a little bit. It is a clue to tell you what the new ability is on stage 2. I just got to see how it looks when you pick it up. Alrighty, save out those. Stage 2 should be, I can get it locked in by 6. I'll start the light bake up. And Jeb, if you're still watching, I should have it ready and uploaded to Steam for you tomorrow, as long as Unreal doesn't crash again tonight when I do the light bake. Did that not save? Yeah. And if it crashes, I'll still have it ready for tomorrow. It's just morning versus afternoon. I tightened it up a lot. I'm really happy with it. Paul's got in the continue button working. I'm really happy about that. Okay. Whoops. Dang it, I was afraid of that. I can't scale the size of that. Alright, let's see. Sorry, buddy. just so that way we can make him feel a little bit more complete. Let's grab some static meshes from give him a lamp like he actually stood a chance. Some metal scraps. Okay, details panel, you're really starting to piss me off, buddy. You can have a pot too. You can have a pot to piss in. You know what? You also get a sleeping bag. Feeling generous. That'll be the first thing a person sees when they get into level. Naizu? I don't know what that means. Are you speaking to me in some kind of foreign language? Alright, we're gonna grab this back. Although it's nice not to have to babysit while at work, I miss having Emma with me here. Because Paul left for lunch, and now I'm kind of all alone. God damn, I hate how that looks. God damn! I'm not even writing the word that I wanted to. Must have my head up my ass. It's warm and cozy in there. I don't see any new questions coming through, so we'll just keep trucking. Perfect. All right. Oh, hell. But I always make that mistake. Time to import another one. D. The hell did we call those? Where did that save to? Drive back up UI shots. D. Drive back up. UI shots. Glowing blood. Create a material. Decal, translucent, deferred decal, opacity, boop. How did I screw up on that? Oh, just didn't show up yet. tomorrow during the stream. I'm going to have to make sure that I've got the Facebook chat set up right. Oh shoot, I forgot. I've got to do accounting still. Shoot. Alright, so I will not get this done today then. I'm going to have to end the stream now. I'm going to go through and do my year-end accounting. So that way we can get all that nailed down. I think we have a tax rebate coming in. So thank you everybody stuck with me. Everybody else, have a good evening. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.